Welcome. Thanks for coming to our Q&A. We are just introducing ourselves in the chat. Please feel free to say hello. Let us know what city you're going to be serving in. My name is Molly McCormack, and I am the National Onboarding Counselor for City year Los Angeles, Sacramento, and Kansas City. I'm super excited to be one of the hosts of this call. We do have other city year staff members who are going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff, but I'll go ahead and pass it to them to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name's Allie Knox. I am the National Onboarding Counselor for DC, Philly, and Rhode Island. I am going to be on the back end doing some tech stuff, so, let me know if anything's going on, but just bear with me, and this will be a great meeting. Thanks.
And my name is Brenna Eaton. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the National Onboarding Counselor for Greater Boston, Denver, Seattle, and the Bay Area. So I recognize some of your names. I'm also doing some tech stuff like attendance, but use the chat if you need support with anything, and Allie and I can help.
Awesome. Thanks, team. I think we could go ahead and get started. I think let's move over to some notes before we meet our panel members. Yeah. For those who are just joining, again, you can keep posting your introductions in the chat as we get going. Let us know where you're serving. But yeah, let's keep rolling through. So welcome. This is our Q&A. We have an amazing panel with AmeriCorps members from various sites across our network. We have some prepared questions to ask them, and then we're going to have some open Q&A towards the end. You will see, like right next to the chat button, there's a button that says Q&A. We're going to use that to be answering questions from the audience. I do recommend kind of hanging on to your question until we get to the Q&A portion, just in case we answer it during our prepared panel questions. But definitely, I hope you came with questions. We're super excited to get to them. Some general advice, you're welcome to turn your camera on if you'd like to. We'd love to see your face. And yeah, just know that every city or location is just a little different. So, all of our panel members are from different city or locations, and they're just going to be speaking to their experiences. There may be slight differences, like some managers are called program managers and others are called impact managers. And we will roll through what a typical day looks like. So just keep in mind, not every city or location is going to function exactly the same. Ready? Let's go ahead and meet our panel members. I'll go ahead and pass it over to Calvin.
Hello, I'm Calvin Gott Jr. I'm a second-year AmeriCorps member. I serve in Kansas City. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, everybody. My name is Liam Malik Pulaski. I am a City of San Antonio alumni, and I currently serve with City of Greater Boston as a teaching fellow.
Hi everyone, my name is Lourdes Seja. I am also a second year, but currently a team lead with City of Sacramento. And yeah, I'm from Stockton, California.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Casillas. I'm a second year AmeriCorps member and I'm with City of Los Angeles.
Okay, awesome. Thanks again for stepping out of service to join us, y'all, to talk to our incoming members. Let's go ahead and start off with our icebreaker question for our panel, which is, what is one thing that has brought you joy outside of service lately?
I would say for me, just being able to be creative. I'm currently working on some projects. So I've been able to just start working on those projects.
For me, it was my birthday last week, so my girlfriend and I went indoor rock climbing for the first time ever. Super cool. Highly recommend.
I want to throw this one out there. The new music that has been coming out. I've been listening to a lot of recent albums. A$AP Rocky. I know. What's his name? Bruno Mars. His new one was good.
For me, I have a 3-year-old golden retriever dog, Callie. Her name is Callie. So, it's always a fun time with the dog.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, y'all, for sharing. Okay, so for our first question, yeah, I'd love for you to describe your day-to-day schedule. What does your time in school look like?
I can go first for this one. I was kind of plotting this out on a Word doc this week, but yeah, so I'm a teaching fellow. This is my second year as city year, and it looks a lot different than my first year. Yes, as a teaching fellow, we're in school 5 days a week, but after school, for 3 of those weeknights, we attend classes for a Master's of Education program, depending on your location, either in person or virtually. And when I am going back and forth, that is definitely something that you're not doing your first year unless you're also taking graduate level classes or anything like that. But when I am at school, day also looks a little bit different. I am now leading instruction. I am doing the group reading. I am communicating with parents, designing lessons, all of course with the guidance of my mentor teacher who I share a classroom with. But really, I would say the biggest difference for me in my second year is having these classes that I go to after the school day service ends, and then also just being the one who's actually in charge of the classroom, which is very different from what you'll experience in your first year.
I can also go. So for my second year, it's pretty similar to my first, besides the fact that I'm used to a lot more of the rules and the expectations, especially when it comes to orbiting around my teacher. That's the word I like to use. I would work around what she is doing at the moment, because I know a lot of classrooms have a lot of different teachers who will have their own teaching styles, their ways that they like to go about things if they want to do small groups of their own. So just a lot of temperature reading with the teacher. So at least in class, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for if the teacher is moving on to something else, and I'm looking at the students. The students are also going to non-verbally ask for help, non-verbally, communicate in some way. So just being around the classroom, taking time for yourself as well, for your own time, for your own work.
I would say my second year is definitely very similar to my first year, except I have a few more responsibilities. But other than that, I usually get at the school about 6:30, and then from there, just morning greetings, so saying hello to the kids to about 7:15, and then I just really be in class. So I support in the chemistry class, so supporting my kids in chemistry, circulating, asking them for help, just doing things to be able to support them. And then after that, we have a little period where we can do tutoring. So if let's say some of my kids need extra tutoring before lunch, do some more tutoring. And then once we get past a little period of tutoring, I'm really back in the classroom supporting again in chemistry. And if it's not on our after school tutoring days, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we usually get out about 4:30. But if it's after school tutoring, as soon as school ends at 2:30, from 2:30 to 5:30, I'm supporting and tutoring there.
I think compared to everybody else, I am a second year, but I am a team leader, so it looks a little different. Most of my day consists of like meetings, check-ins with my team. I do lead a team of 5. So like basically just making sure they're doing what's correctly in the classroom, like making sure they're doing okay overall as a well-being also, because we do work long hours. So just making sure they're also taking care of themselves. And then, yeah, just straightening like campus connections, like meeting with admin, meeting with principals, meeting with teachers. So just a lot of meetings, a lot of project management and stuff like that. So
Awesome. Thanks all for sharing. And yeah, I think thinking back to like your first year of service, what was like the most challenging part of service for you, and what was like the most rewarding part of service?
I can start. I think the most challenging part for sure is like the hours. Like, don't get me wrong, like 7:30 to 5:30 day is a really long day for anybody. And it's kind of hard to get used to it, but I think the most rewarding part is like even though you're working those long hours, you're still like making connection with the kiddos and like they're always happy to see you in a yellow jacket. So just like overall meeting new people and networking is I think the most rewarding part.
I would say for me, my first year, the most difficult part was really just adjusting to Kansas City because I moved from Memphis to Kansas City. So really just adjusting to being in a new place in a new area and doing something that I didn't really know. And I think the most rewarding part is the fact that I did take a chance and be able to see the connections and the impact that I'm making in the schools every day.
Yeah. Challenging for sure, like Lord said, with the hours. That was my biggest like plunge into cold water when I started, was how much the hours actually like feel. Like you're gonna feel every minute of those 50 hours. So that would for sure be. And for rewarding, I'm serving in the area I grew up in. So that in itself, just being back where I where I grew up, so close to the schools I literally attended, and being able to have conversations that can go from something they're interested in to talking about their emotions and how to process those emotions and to validate what they're feeling and to validate what they want to do in life. That is where I, take the most out of this, out of my own service, is how can I get this person, the students, how can I get them to a point where they can trust themselves, have confidence in themselves, and have that will and that want to self-improve as they get older. Because a lot of them, you'll see, it's very common where they wouldn't want to try if something's hard, or if they fail once, they don't want to try again. That, fear of embarrassment, definitely. So hurdling over those things, even if it's hard, it might take the entire year sometimes, but it is very rewarding.
Yeah, and I'd just like to jump off that, what Alex said. It's really the relationships that are most rewarding in your first year of service, not only with the students, but also your teammates, your classmates, your community members, school leaders, just all the positive impacts of those relationships that you build in your work, in your personal life, and then how that impacts like your life after sitting here as well, which I know it's crazy to bring that up in a conversation about starting your year of service, but those 50-hour work weeks make the time fly by. But you're really going to see the rewarding aspect of building those relationships with folks, not only in your not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life. And as you decide what you do next, the most challenging part for me in my first year was definitely prioritization. There are so many needs that you will see in the school, and there are also so many amazing opportunities to make an impact. And so, not even mentioning the needs and the opportunities of your personal life, the needs and opportunities of that professional experience that you're going to take on, prioritizing that, making sure that your cup is full before you pour into someone else's cup. That's definitely one of the most challenging things, but also a great way for you to grow as a person as well.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. And so we're curious to know, yeah, what do you wish you had known before you had started City Year? Like, if you could go back in time, what kind of like reassurance would you give yourself before service officially began? Again, kind of thinking back to your first time serving with City Year.
I would say one thing knowing I wish I would have known before is definitely the connections, the connections or the opportunities that really City Year has to offer and the people that you can really run into that can take you places after City Year.
Can jump in. For me, I would say definitely wish I had known how quickly the year would fly by. Because again, it's going to start and it'll be over before you know it. And the reassurance that I would give myself looking back on my first year is just, I can do this. Whatever this ends up being, believe in yourself, believe in your team, believe in your community, and believe that you are building a better future. You can do it. You will do it.
I want to add on. One I definitely agree with is taking that time, like having your own time for yourself, especially after service, because those hours, 50 hours, regardless of how you look at it, whether it's draining mentally, physically, however you get home, you're going to really need and appreciate the time you have to recuperate and get yourself back together, because you got to be 100. And if you aren't 100, you can't give anything. So that, and if you're like me and you don't like asking questions out of embarrassment or whatever it is, just ask them anyway. You can ask any question.
I think I would have done a little more research on the communities and stuff that we work with. I definitely don't. I know I'm from Stockton, but like California's a big state, so like I don't really know everything about Sacramento. But I think overall, just also reassuring that the staff is here to help you. They're here to like help you grow, make connections, and like shout out like Jenny Odom. She's our community partnerships director. She's been an amazing mentor, and like I definitely wouldn't have gotten here as far as I can without her. So just enjoy it, take time, get to know people, and just like really just have a good time.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I mean, kind of along the same vein, like what tips or advice do you all have for incoming members who are preparing for service?
I think to ripple off like what they said earlier, like it is a long time, a long commitment, long hours, but it does go super fast. Like I think these 2 past years have like literally blinked so fast that you don't really know until you miss it all, and now it's coming to the end. So just have fun. It's gonna be long, but it's gonna be a great experience.
Going off of that, agree 100%. And also understanding, I think it'll be clear as you're in service, but understanding your locus of control, like what you are directly, what you can and cannot control immediately, and what you cannot control later, and what you cannot control at all. Because there are going to be things working in a school environment that are related with districts, outside of school things, parents, all that. There's going to be a lot of things that you might run into that you feel within you that you want to do something about. Sometimes you can't. So that's going to be a lot of understanding to get there, to get to a point where you're peaceful with that.
What I would like to add is stay present, take as much time, and just really take it all in. Just take it all in. As we said, as everybody said, time will fly. Your year of service is gonna be gone. Then you're gonna try to do another year of service, and that's gonna be over. So stay present and just really just enjoy the experience, because this is a privilege to be able to do.
It is absolutely a privilege. It is absolutely an experience. One thing that I definitely wish I had looked into a little bit more before I started my year of service is just the state of public education in our country. I wish I knew more about the challenges that our public schools face. I wish I knew more about the opportunities that are there for our public schools and our students. I wish I knew more about how systemic racism and redlining and many other things, such as like English only laws, have impacted our public school students and continue to impact our public school students. You're going to be afforded a wonderful opportunity at the beginning of your year to do a basic training academy. It's about 2 or 3 weeks worth of information, training about your location where you're serving and how to navigate the realities and complexities of the location where you're serving. I have a couple links I'm going to put in the chat in just a moment that I've got from some of that basic training academy in my master's classes, but really do take the time to educate yourself on the situation that you're coming into, especially in today's day and age. Public education needs more support than ever. The challenges are real, and more importantly, the opportunities are real as well.
Thanks, y'all. All great advice. Now I know we have a couple folks, I believe, Calvin and Liam. We're curious to know, how is your experience like relocating to a brand new city? Like, what challenges did you face? How did you overcome them? Every year we got Corps members who are, moving across the country or just in another part of California to serve the city here. So I'd love to hear about your experience relocating.
I can go first. So from Memphis to Kansas City, I will say Memphis and Kansas City are very relatively similar. So I would say it's a difference in the sense of it's a different place. I'm not used to this place. I'm not used to how the Midwest works compared to the South. But I do have a sense of home and I feel a sense of community because the people here are very welcoming. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there. You cannot, if you do relocate, you cannot stay just in your own little shell. You need to go out with your Corps members because your Corps members, especially if you tell them that you're not from there, they will be willing to take you around the city. They'll be willing to take you around the city. Let's say, city year might not be paying some of the bills, you want to stay in a more expensive place. Try to find another job because that's something that's really has helped me. Is getting a part-time job has allowed me to get more connected in the city because that's just another opportunity for people to show you around the city. So I would say definitely, as long as you put yourself out there, it's been a very good experience for me.
Yeah, I would echo everything Colin said. You said it beautifully, sir. Like it is such an amazing opportunity for young people to kind of go search for who they are and have that kind of like coming of age experience. I'm originally from Massachusetts. I went down to San Antonio, Texas. Me extraño Texas hoy mismo. I still miss San Antonio. It was such a beautiful city, such an amazing experience to move out there. And like Calvin said, if you are going to be doing this, switching from where you're originally from, you cannot stay in your shell. I ended up joining numerous different volunteer organizations on the weekend, getting me out into the communities that I was serving with. I ended up attending all sorts of different city parades, city markets, city celebrations. So keep your eye out for any public and, more importantly, free events in your city that you can take advantage of on your city or stipend. And like Calvin said again, the people that you serve with are going to become your best friends. Get to know them, hang out with them. Something that City of San Antonio did for me and also Boston is they connected me with the Corps members in advance of my year of service that I would be serving with. So I was actually able to live with my fellow Corps members. We had a whole apartment complex that had like I think 15 Corps members living throughout it, which was an incredible experience. So definitely push to make those connections before the year of service even begins, because you probably will miss your family. You probably will miss your friends. The worst thing that you can do is like just stay in your apartment and try to ignore those feelings. Get out and explore, meet new people, try new things, do it on a budget, but get out and do it because you can.
All great advice. Thanks, y'all. So we do have core members who always ask us about the commute, what that's going to look like, especially folks who are moving to a new city for the first time. Others are going to get used to a commute and serving those longer hours. So we're curious, how do y'all commute to work each day? Like, how do you prepare for an early morning before you get to your school?
I can go first. For the morning, like I said, I have a dog, so like she needs to be up early, walked at least an hour before service, so it's easy just to walk them. I moved to Davis, California for undergrad, so I just already lived in Davis, and I applied for City Year after. I'm sorry, I applied for CYSAC after as like a gap year thing, and then but the fun thing about City Year Sacramento is that we offer our core members like a bus pass, so they can use like free like bus rides all over Sacramento, and it's like the SAC-RT partnership, which is really cool.
And go real quick. Yeah, 100% with the public transportation. CRLA, they also provide the Metro card for, I think it's like over a year. So even after service, it's still active for a while. Depending on what city you go to, public transportation lines are going to vary, but for the most part, it can get you around as someone who uses LA Metro. But I'm fortunate enough to have a great mother who likes to drop me off.
In city or Kansas City, so I have a car, so I'm able to, get from my apartment to the school. But we actually in Kansas City, they have a pretty nice public transportation system that is it's free for now. There may be some things going on in the future, but I can say right now it's free. There have been moments where I didn't have a car. I would have to get up a little earlier, but the bus. I work at Central High School, which is in the heart of downtown Kansas City. It's in the middle. So like they have a bus system that pretty much makes security desk. So yeah, there's a bus system that is very reliable and it's free, and so it drops me off in front of the school when I didn't have my car.
Yeah, speaking for San Antonio, the bus was awesome, but I also set up a carpool with my team lead. And shout out my team leader. She was incredible. She'd pick us up, drive us in the morning. We were on the way, but that would allow us a chance to kind of like get out some energy, listen to some music in the morning together on the car ride over. We'd get breakfast together some morning. So that was just kind of like a great grounding for the day ahead. And I've tried to pay back the favor here now in Boston. We do have great public transportation. I have a car for my second year. I was fortunate enough to have that. And so I I drive the other teaching fellows to our master's classes after school to kind of repay that favor from my team leader in San Antonio. And you'll see a lot of that, right? If somebody does have a car, they're willing to help you out, carpool you. The public transportation cards that City Year provides here in Boston are fantastic for the bus, for the train. You don't pay a dime. And yeah, just prepare for those commutes, make the most of them, right? If you have a book, if you got a podcast, just something to keep your mind off of it. Like the bus is kind of a blessing. I sometimes wish I was taking the bus because it's like now I have to focus on driving for 30 minutes when I could be reading a book, and then I'd be there in an instant. But yeah, commuting, try to carpool, take advantage of those times to build that community with your team, get breakfast together, listen to music. If you're not able to carpool, public transportation is great here in Boston. You got the metro, you got the bus system, you got blue bikes as well if you like to exercise. Don't recommend in the winter, but spring and summer, or spring and fall, excuse me, great. Lots of different options.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Okay, coming up to our last panel question. It's okay if y'all are still thinking about it, but we'd love to know what are you thinking about or planning to do after your term of service ends?
I can go real quick. I have a bit of a basic idea of just returning back to school. Although since starting city year, I've done so much soul searching, all that, figuring out what I actually want to do. I think I'll go for an engineering, sound engineering degree, because that's what I've been interested in.
I would say for me, after my year of service, I hope to be able to just try to find a job that's within my degree field.
I can go next. I am currently in the process of applying to law schools in the upcoming years, so I'm getting my paralegal certificate so I can just gain experience in the legal field. We need it now, so.
Let's go, Lourdes. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm in the teaching fellow program, so my next step is pretty logical. I'm going to be a teacher next year. I originally served with City Year San Antonio in 2021, the year after the pandemic. I left City Year after that year of service to go work in a sales job with a company called Salesforce, whose software you're going to use during your year of service. And after that, I did politics and I did social work. City Year, if you can do 1 year of service, never mind 2, which a lot of these other people are now completing, including myself, you can do anything. This job, this year of service prepares you with leadership skills, teamwork skills, communication skills, the ability to work hard and to persist that will keep you moving forward with whatever you want to do. Like Calvin, I think, mentioned, there's so many different connections, so many different people who know of City Year, who know of AmeriCorps, know what it means to serve for a year of your young life, and they're willing to step up and help you make the most of that and also reach your goals. So I just wanted to say, like, this teaching fellowship program has been incredible for me so far. I didn't know that I want to be a teacher after my first year of service. It took trying out some different career paths for me to find that. But since I came back to City this past year, I have not doubted that this has been the right choice for even a moment. I'm very proud to be in this teaching fellowship program and to be currently applying for jobs as a lead teacher within Boston Public Schools for the 2026-2027 school year.
Sweet. Thanks, y'all. I think I can speak for our audience that we're all rooting for y'all and excited for your next steps. Let's go ahead and shift into our Q&A portion. So at the very top of your screen, y'all should see a button that says Q&A. Please let us know what questions you have for our awesome panel today. I think while we're waiting, chat. I know we seem to have a bit of a quiet group. It was awesome to see y'all introducing yourselves in the chat. But yeah, while we're waiting for questions to pop through, City Year is passionate about making sure folks can take that time to take care of themselves outside of those 10 hours of service. So what are some ways y'all like to relax and unwind and just decompress before the next day of service?
I guess a way that I like to decompress is, before I, let's say, go really into my house, I try to take everything that's City Year, I just leave that at the door. So I just leave, let's say, City Year, service. I leave that at the door so that home can be just home. So that I won't necessarily have to think about, I really don't have to worry about, school or everything. What I got to do is City Year because I'm at home now. So just having that separation is how I really, how I'm really preparing myself for the next day.
Yeah, 100% big on the separation, keeping them separate. It's going to keep the burnout to the minimum, if not eliminate it. Because my first year, I definitely struggled with burnout, trying to bring things home, trying to do things while at home. But personally, I'm a music lover since I was as young as I could remember. So literally, I have a huge vinyl record collection. I'll just go through them if I'm bored any day. If I have a specific vibe, I'll go with that. Listening to music, definitely the biggest pastime. That also can help you be productive, even on service.
I think also to echo what Calvin was said, like basically please like separate work and your personal life. Like it is long hours, and like don't be afraid to ask what you need, because like you do have the resources and staff that are willing to help you and genuinely want to see you succeed and finish the year. So there are a lot of resources to help you, and please like voice your needs as the year goes on.
Join volunteer organizations in the place that you are serving if you are not doing so already. When I was in San Antonio, I joined this group called Esperanza, and it was such a nice way to meet different people in the city, to feel like you're making an impact outside of the schools and inside the schools. And it's not part of the work. I got to be outside. We were planting gardens, doing beautification work, and that's one thing that I would kind of build off of is like get outside, go touch some grass, as the kids say these days. Go for a walk, go for a bike ride, go rollerblade, go skateboard, play tennis, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is. Just get outside, because spending 8 hours a day in school is a lot. And you're going to want to kind of recharge with Mother Nature in whatever way you do. But just try to get outside, enjoy the time outside, whether you're volunteering, relaxing, playing a sport. Go touch some grass.
Thanks, y'all. Okay, we got some questions coming in. I know earlier we spoke about some of the challenges and what's rewarding about service, but we have a question that is, what is your favorite thing about being a City or AmeriCorps member?
I can go first. I think it's the impact itself that you're making, and like knowing you're out there, like just even like brightening a kid's day, or like just changing their courses, like knowing you made an impact, because the kids are going to be happy to see you. The kids are obviously going to be, teachers are excited to see you. But I think just knowing that you're out there making a difference is really rewarding. And I think it's just like my favorite part is like knowing that at least one kid is impacted by the service that we do. So
Yeah, 100% that impact, which some people measure it differently. They might measure impact as, a kid directly tells you, hey, you helped me, or I'll say the most common case is they won't ever actually bring it up, but they'll show it to you, and they'll show it to you at the end of the year during that graduation day. If you're with the older grades on graduation day, it's going to be a lot of tears from everyone, from you included.
I think the biggest thing is, like, for service is just knowing that you're making an impact that may not be seen right now, but overall is going to do wonders later. You might not see, and that's something that someone told me, is like, I'm a big person on just really seeing stuff right now. And it's just like, Calvin, it's the fact that you're trying, the fact that you're, in these students' life, in these kids' life, and trying to make an impact. That's really what matters. So I think that's what does it for me.
Yeah, Calvin, I think I saw you were wearing your City Year jacket. I don't have mine on right now, but you have the American flag patch, I think, on your left arm, and the AmeriCorps patch on your right arm. When I joined City Year in 2021, things seemed pretty crazy in our country. Today, I don't even know what word to describe what we're dealing with, but actually devoting a year of service, or a year of my life to service, meeting Americans from all across the country who want to make a positive difference in their communities, in the public education system. That's, to me, very inspiring. It's still very inspiring. It's a big part of the reason why I came back. I think national service is super important. I think giving back is super important today more than ever. So to me, the best thing about being a citier is that I'm serving my country in a way that I feel makes a difference, makes an impact on these future generations. And also I get to meet so many amazing people who help kind of restore my spirit and give me hope for the future as well.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all. All right, I'm gonna bounce around here. And another question coming in from our audience is, how did you, or maybe how do you budget with the city or stipend?
It's I don't know if the stipend's the same for everyone, but at least here at City or SAC, we do like a whole training session on how to budget. So like literally those 2 weeks that they mentioned before, like we have a whole session just for you to budget and like resources in CalFresh that you're able, like you automatically qualify for. And so disclaimer, I do have a weekend job. So, but we do have the resources like CalFresh and the SAC RT Metro card stuff that doesn't like public transportation that helps like lower your costs and like help your budget a lot.
I would say definitely the same in here in Kansas City. There's a budgeting section that tells you just exactly how you can make the most out of your stipend, and just also the resources that can help you, extend your stipend and make it last, longer. And they also told us just where housing that can really, be stipend friendly, something that doesn't eat your whole budget. Unfortunately, I I I didn't know that, so I didn't look at those places. But there is resources here in Kansas City to help you be able to make that stipend last until you get a kid.
Yeah, same same here in LA. There's an abundance of resources that they offer on BTA and throughout the entire year, with SNAP benefits, public transportation, with finding, like, even though like itemize, give you a list of apartments that are qualified, say, hey, you can go here if you're working with City here. Personally, do as I say, not as I do. I learned the hard way with budgeting, but I will say I'm in a much better place now than I was at the beginning. Roommates will also help. We're in a day and age where roommates are almost mandatory. So
Yeah, just you're going to get trainings on this. You're going to have second-year AmeriCorps members, team leaders who can tell you all the cool spots that are cheap, the restaurants that are cheaper. They'll tell you about the free events that are going on in the city. Like, scan your city's website, look for the different community orgs that are putting on a show in the park or a free movie screening or a little concert or something like that. Those are always fantastic. But Boston does a really good job here of like telling you different places you can go to hang out, to have fun on a budget. We also have SNAP benefits. We have the transit card, and we have a lot of different ways to have fun while not blowing up the bank.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all. And so now I want us to put ourselves into our high school senior self. What advice would you give a city or corps member who is serving in city year directly after high school?
I think probably the best advice, and this wouldn't just apply to like high school, this could apply to everybody. Figure out where you want to go. Like, what are you interested in doing after, like, whatever industry that you might want to do, and see if there's an opportunity in the school to be connected with that. Because I know, like, I wanted to do tech, so here in the high school, there's opportunities for me to be able to help out with tech classes, help out in teaching classes, or even help, just help maybe run after school programs that can be like involved with tech. So figure out what you want to do or where you would like to see yourself, and see if you can find opportunities within school.
One thing I might add is just be prepared to step up. The kids might recognize that you are right out of high school. You might share that with them. You might not share that with them, but you are going to have to draw that boundary and recognize that you yourself are no longer in high school. You are now the mentor. You are the student success coach. However you want to frame it, make sure that you're very careful about drawing that line and that the kids respect that, appreciate that, and they will appreciate that you're coming back here to serve right at high school. But just make sure that like that power dynamic gets clarified right off the bat, and that you do recognize that you are now kind of the one in charge.
Yeah, 100% with Calvin and Liam both said, I agree with. I will say I started right after high school, basically. I was just turning 19. I was the type of student that needed the support that City Year gets, the ones that didn't ask questions, the ones that were very nervous to speak out. So when you see it flipped, like it doesn't register until you're there. But when you see the roles where you see the type of student that you know is begging for help, but they're not. So being able to put yourself in their shoes, basically, because you were just so closely, in school in that age, it really does like it'll be much more apparent in the moment, like I said, but the expectations and what you should set for yourself, don't set them so high. I know I said that earlier. Your caseload for what you're doing throughout the year is going to fluctuate. So what you expect to be doing or what you think you should be doing, it might be different than what you could actually be doing. So don't push yourself too hard.
Here at City or Sacramento, we don't serve with high schools. The oldest grade we serve is 6th grade. So there's not really that like right after you'll see like people that you went to school with. But one thing we do emphasize is like professional development. So like just explore, take opportunities. If you're curious about something, just ask, and then maybe you'll want to end up using your Siegel Award, something to pursue it after, or like be a teacher. We have a lot of people doing the fellowship programs this year, so like just be out there and explore, have fun, honestly.
Right. Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Okay, let's do one last question before we wrap up. Let's see. How about oh gosh, I had lost my notes. Right. Do you have any funny or heartwarming stories about the funniest or sweetest things you've heard a student do or say? We'd love to hear some stories if y'all have them.
I can go first really quick. My students just did a performing arts production of Newsies. So I went and saw them this weekend, and I got one of the newspapers from the show, and I had all of them sign the newspaper. And now I'm putting it on this great wall of work that I have here right next to my desk. As much as you can, go to your students' extracurriculars, sports, performing arts, clubs. They love that, and you will build such a deeper connection with them. It's not even, it's crazy. But it was great to have my students sign this when they came back into the class on Monday, talk about the performance that they put on, and it truly makes a difference when you show up for them outside of school as well.
I think to echo off of Liam, like for sure show up to like the sports. Like I think here at Sacramento, we're big basketball fans. So like basketball games are always a good time. And I remember one student, his name is Vaughn, he literally in the middle of the game yelled at they turned off the score because they were swooping them so bad. So like the scores were off, and he was like so mad about that. But hey, you got to do your best. So just
A small one that might happen. It's like if you miss it, you could miss it. But I've had kids refer to me as somebody within their family. So like uncle, dad, older brother, cousin. It's gonna happen. As close as you get to them, it's gonna happen eventually.
Really just, I guess, piggybacking off of it all. Go to your extracurriculars. I know I was working with baseball last year, and a lot of the kids, they end up joining baseball because I said that I was very interested in baseball, and I encouraged some of them just to come out there and just to try. And now I would say it's been a year now. We're starting up again and see some of the kids actually develop into pitchers and develop into good baseball players. It's really been very heartwarming.
Awesome. Okay. I feel like we could keep going for another hour, of course, with the questions we're getting in now. But I do want to keep us on track. And yeah, just really want to thank you all. Thank you, panelists, for being here. For all of our attendees, we are going to host one more panel next month. So we'll keep you all posted. We'll have some new AmeriCorps members joining. We do have one last slide to show y'all before we all log off. But yeah, again, likely we couldn't get to all the questions. Attendees, please feel free to come to our next session. And if you have questions, like if you're not able to attend to the next panel, definitely feel free to connect with your onboarding counselor. They would be happy to answer questions you have that are specific to your site. We're here, up until your first day of service, so please feel free to lean on onboarding counselors. We're here to support you. Alrighty. Alrighty, yep. So feel free to scan this QR code to reach out to your onboarding counselor. It will invite you to schedule a one-on-one call. If you have had a call with them already and you don't have any questions, that's cool. You don't have to schedule another meeting. But if you haven't met with them or if you have additional questions, please feel free to use us as a resource. Again, yeah, thank you so much, panelists. It was awesome to hear more about your experience and your words of wisdom for our core members. We love hosting these events and just appreciate you. Thank you for stepping away from like your typical service day to be here. Yeah, thanks so much. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your day, and we'll talk